I want you to understand that the world you see around you, the circumstances of your life, and the very fabric of your reality are nothing more than a projection of your own consciousness. You are the creator of your world, and the power to shape it lies solely within you. This power, this divine gift, is activated through the act of doing it yourself or consciously choosing to pay to watch. Now, what do I mean by do it yourself or pay to watch? It is not merely a choice between action and observation, though that is certainly a part of it. No, my dear friends, it is a fundamental principle of existence, a law of consciousness that governs the very nature of your reality. It is the understanding that every moment you are either actively creating your life or passively observing the creations of others. Observation, if you will, a vast stage upon which the drama of life unfolds. You have two choices. You can step onto that stage as the lead actor in your own production, or you can sit in the audience and watch as others play out their stories. Both choices have their place. Both have their purpose. But it is crucial that you understand the implications of each. When you choose to do it yourself, you are claiming your power as a creator. You are stepping into the role of the active participant in your own life, shaping your reality with the power of your imagination and your actions. This is where true transformation occurs, where miracles become possible, where you align yourself with the infinite creative power of the universe. On the other hand, when you pay to watch, you are choosing to be an observer, to learn from the experiences of others, to gain insight and understanding through witnessing. This too has its place, for there is much wisdom to be gained from observing the world around us. But remember, my friends, that even in watching you are creating. Your consciousness is active, your imagination engaged, and you are shaping your reality through your interpretation of what you observe. Let me share with you a fundamental truth. Your imagination is the God power within you. It is the creative force of the universe, individualizing your consciousness. When you choose to do it yourself, you are actively engaging this power, directing it with purpose and intention. You become the author of your own story, the director of your own life. Consider for a moment the great achievers of our world. Did they attain their greatness by merely watching others? Did they sit passively as life unfolded around them? No, my friends. They chose to do it themselves. They stepped onto the stage of life with courage and conviction, shaping their reality through the power of their imagination and their actions. Thomas Edison did not create the light bulb by watching others attempt and fail. He rolled up his sleeves, entered his laboratory, and did it himself. He failed countless times, but each failure was a step towards success, each attempt a conscious act of creation. Michelangelo did not sculpt David by paying to watch other artists work. He saw the figure trapped within the marble and, with his own hands, brought it forth into the world. He chose to do it himself, and in doing so, created a masterpiece that has inspired generations. This, my dear listeners, is the power that lies within you, the power to choose. In every moment, whether you will do it yourself or pay to watch, it is a choice that shapes not only your external circumstances, but the very essence of who you are. But let me be pleased. Choosing to do it yourself does not mean you must reinvent the wheel at every turn. It does not mean isolating yourself from the wisdom and experiences of others. Rather, it means taking an active role in your own life, consciously choosing what you will create and what you will observe. Think of it this way. When you watch a master chef prepare a meal, you have two choices. You can simply enjoy the meal they create, paying for the experience of their expertise. Or you can observe carefully, learn from their techniques, and then go to your own kitchen to create your own culinary masterpiece. Both choices have value, but it is in the act of doing it yourself that you truly grow, that you truly create. The world around you will always offer opportunities to pay to watch. There will always be experts, gurus, teachers offering to show you the way. And there is great value in learning from those who have gone before us. But remember, my friends, that true transformation, true creation, occurs when you take what you have learned and apply it yourself. Let me share with you a technique, a way to begin cultivating this power within yourself. Each day, set aside time to actively create something in your life. It can be something small, perhaps writing a poem, preparing a meal, or solving a problem at work. The key is to approach it with the consciousness of a creator, with the understanding that you are actively shaping your reality. As you engage in this practice, you may find that doubts arise, that the voice of fear attempts to hold you back. This is natural, but remember, in the realm of creation, there are no limits. You are not bound by what has been or what seems possible. You are limited only by your ability to imagine and to act upon that imagination. Choosing to do it yourself means persisting in this practice. Day after day, regardless of the results you see in the physical world, it means holding fast to your vision, even when it seems easier to sit back and watch others. It means cultivating an inner knowing, certainty that you are the creator of your life. Consider the story of the Wright brothers. They could have chosen to merely watch as others attempted to conquer the sky. Instead, they chose to do it themselves. They imagined flight, they believed in its possibility, and they worked tirelessly to bring their vision into reality. And in doing so, they changed the world. This, my friends, is the power that lies within you, the power to choose in every moment whether you will actively create or passively observe. It is not an easy path, for the world will constantly tempt you to take the easy route, to pay to watch rather than do it yourself. But I tell you this, rewards of choosing to be an active creator in your own life are beyond measure. As you embrace the principle of do-it-yourself or pay to watch, you will begin to notice changes in your outer world. At first they may be subtle, a new skill acquired, a small goal achieved. But as you persist, as your inner conviction grows stronger, these changes will become more pronounced. You will find yourself becoming more confident, more capable, more aligned with your true creative power. But remember, my dear listeners, this is not about forcing change through sheer will or effort. It is about aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, allowing it to work through you. When you choose to do it yourself, you are not fighting against the world. You are harmonizing with the very force that creates worlds. Imagine for a moment a great orchestra. Each musician has the choice to either play their instrument or to sit and listen to others play. Both have value, both contribute to the overall experience. But it is in the act of playing, of actively creating the music, that the musician truly expresses their artistry. You, my friends, are both the musician and the audience of your life. In every moment, you choose whether to play your own music or to listen to the music of others. This crucial point, the choice to do it yourself, must be made consciously and consistently. It's not enough to occasionally take action or to create only when inspiration strikes. You must cultivate a mindset of active creation, a habit of choosing to do rather than merely watch. Why is this so important? Because the world around you is filled with distractions, with temptations to sit back and let others do the creating. Even well-meaning friends and family may encourage you to take the easy route, to pay to watch rather than do it yourself. But when you consistently choose to be an active creator, you cultivate a direct connection with the infinite creative power that is your true self. Dig of it. When a caterpillar builds its cocoon, it doesn't watch instructional videos on how to become a butterfly. It doesn't pay to watch others transform. It retreats into solitude and does the work itself. Your life is your cocoon, and within it you have the power to transform yourself into anything you can imagine. Now some of you may be thinking, but Wayne, isn't there value in learning from others, in paying for experiences and knowledge? To this I say, absolutely. The principle of do-it-yourself or pay-to-watch is not about rejecting all forms of learning or experience. It's about being conscious of your choices and understanding their implications. When you choose to pay to watch, do so with the intention of gathering knowledge, of gaining insights that you can then apply in your own life. Watch the expert chef with the intention of learning techniques you can use in your own kitchen. Attend a seminar with the goal of gaining knowledge. You can apply it to your own business. The key is to always maintain the consciousness of a creator, to approach every experience with the understanding that you are gathering tools for your own creative endeavors. Moreover, as you become more adept at doing it yourself, you naturally inspire others. Your actions, your creations become a beacon of possibility for those around you. But this can only happen when you first make the choice to be an active creator in your own life. Using the do-it-yourself is not about isolating yourself or rejecting the contributions of others. It's about taking responsibility for your own life, for your own growth, for your own creations. It's about understanding that while others can guide you, inspire you, teach you, the ultimate act of creation must come from within you. Consider the act of reading a book. When you read, you have two choices. You can simply absorb the information passively, allowing the author's words to wash over you. Or you can engage actively with the text, questioning, analyzing, applying the ideas to your own life. This active engagement, this choice to do it yourself, even in the act of reading, is what leads to true understanding and growth. But here's the challenge. The world will not always understand or appreciate your choice to do it yourself. It will offer countless opportunities to sit back, to watch, to let others do the creating. It will question your methods, doubt your abilities. This is why the choice to do it yourself must come from a place of inner conviction, from a deep understanding of your own creative power. Think of an artist facing a blank canvas. The world may offer countless images to copy, countless techniques to mimic. But the true artist chooses to create something unique, something that comes from within. They choose to do it themselves, to bring forth into the world a vision that is uniquely their own. Now, let me address a common misconception. Choosing to do it yourself does not mean you must do everything alone. It does not mean rejecting help or collaboration. Rather, it means taking an active role in your life, in your growth, in your creations. It means approaching every experience, every interaction, every challenge with the mindset of a creator. Imagine a film director. They do not physically perform every role in the movie. They do not operate every piece of equipment or design every costume. But they are the guiding vision, the creative force that brings all these elements together. This is how you must approach your life, as the director of your own story, actively choosing and guiding your experiences. But remember, Bob, the choice to do it yourself must be made consistently. It's not enough to occasionally take action or to create only when circumstances are favorable. You must cultivate a habit of active creation, a mindset that approaches every situation with the question, how can I actively participate in this? How can I create value here? This consistency is what separates those who truly transform their lives from those who merely dream of change. It's what distinguishes the master from the amateur. The master understands that greatness is not achieved through occasional bursts of inspiration, but through the consistent choice to be an active creator in one's own life. As you commit to this practice, as you dedicate yourself to the principle of do it yourself or pay to watch, you will begin to notice a shift in your perception of the world. What once seemed like insurmountable obstacles will reveal themselves as opportunities for creation. What once appeared as limitations will transform into invitations for innovation. This shift in perception is the true miracle of choosing to do it yourself. It's not just about changing your external circumstances, but about transforming your entire relationship with reality. You begin to see the world not as something happening to you, but as a canvas upon which you can create, as a stage upon which you can perform your own unique drama. But let me warn you, this path is not always easy. It requires courage, persistence, and above all, faith. Faith not in some external power, but in your own ability to create, in your own divine nature as a creative being. There will be times when it seems easier to sit back and watch, when the temptation to let others do the creating will be strong. In these moments, you must dig deep. You must return to your inner knowing and reaffirm your choice to be an active creator with even greater intensity. For it is often in the moments of greatest challenge that our most profound creations are born. Remember the story of Helen Keller, born blind and deaf. She could have resigned herself to a life of passive existence, merely receiving care from others. Instead, with the guidance of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, she chose to do it herself. She learned to communicate, to read, to write. She became an author, an activist, a lecturer. She chose to be an active creator in a world that might have relegated her to the role of passive observer. You, my dear listeners, have the same power within you. The power to choose in every moment whether you will actively create or passively observe the circumstances of your life, the events that unfold around you. As we near the conclusion of our discourse, I want to impress upon you the immense power that lies within your choices. You are not merely a passive observer of life, but an active creator. The world you experience, the life you lead, is a reflection of your choices, of your decision to either do it yourself or pay to watch. Choosing to do it yourself is the art of conscious creation, of actively shaping your reality through your thoughts, your actions, your very being. It is the practice of aligning yourself with the creative power of the universe, of becoming a conscious co-creator of your reality. So I challenge you, my friends, to commit to this practice. In every situation, ask yourself, am I choosing to do it myself or am I paying to watch? Create a habit of active creation, of conscious participation in your own life. Hold fast to this practice, even when it seems easier to sit back and let others do the creating. Remember, the world you see around you is nothing more than a reflection of your consciousness, of your choices. As you choose to do it yourself, as you embrace your role as an active creator, you will begin to see this world transform, aligning itself with your creative vision. This is the promise. And the power of the principle, do it yourself or pay to watch, it is the key to unlocking the vast potential that lies within you, to manifesting the life of your dreams. But it requires commitment. It requires courage. It requires the willingness to step onto the stage of life as the lead actor in your own story. In closing, I urge you to embrace this principle, to make it a cornerstone of your daily life. For in doing so, you are not merely changing your circumstances. You are claiming your birthright as a creative force in the universe. You are stepping into your true power, aligning yourself with the very source of all creation. Choose to do it yourself, my friends. Choose to be an active creator in your own life. And watch as the world transforms around you, as your dreams take shape in the realm of the visible. For this is your destiny. This is your birthright. This is the true purpose of your existence. To create, to manifest, to bring forth into the world a unique vision that lies within you. Go forth and create the life of your dreams, for the power to do so lies within you, waiting to be awakened through the sacred choice to do it yourself. And so, my dear friends, as we come to the end of our time together, I want to leave you with one final thought. The choice between doing it yourself and paying to watch is not a one-time decision. It is a choice you must make anew each day, each hour, each moment. It is a continuous act of creation, a perpetual engagement with the divine power within you. Remember, every experience in your life, whether it appears positive or negative, it is an opportunity to choose. Will you actively engage, creating meaning and growth from the experience? Or will you passively observe, allowing others to define its significance for you? Even in moments of rest of apparent inaction, you are choosing. Conscious relaxation, mindful observation, these too can be acts of creation when approached with awareness and intention. The key is to remain awake to your power of choice, to your inherent nature as a creative being. As you leave this place and return to your daily lives, I challenge you to see everything through the lens of this principle. When you encounter a problem, ask yourself, how can I actively create a solution? When you face a challenge, inquire, what opportunity for growth and creation does this present? In your relationships, choose to be an active participant rather than a passive observer. In your work, seek opportunities to innovate and create rather than merely following established patterns. In your personal growth, take charge of your own development rather than relying solely on the guidance of others. Remember, my friends, that in choosing to do it yourself, you are not rejecting the wisdom or contributions of others. You are simply claiming your rightful place as a co-creator in this vast universe. You are acknowledging the divine spark within you and allowing it to shine forth in all its glory. And so I send you forth with this knowledge, with this understanding of your true nature as a creative being. May you go into the world with courage and conviction, ready to do it yourself, ready to actively shape your reality in alignment with your highest vision. When this choice lies, your freedom, your power, and your ultimate fulfillment, in this choice, you claim your birthright as a child of the infinite, as a creative force in the universe. Go forth and create, my friends. Do it yourself and watch as the world transforms before your very eyes, for you are the author of your own story, the creator of your own reality. Embrace this truth, live it fully, and watch as miracles unfold in your life. Thank you, and may your journey of conscious creation be filled with joy, wonder, and endless power. In this grand theater of life, we are all actors playing our parts in the divine drama. Yet, how many of us truly understand the power we possess to shape our reality? How often do we allow the voice of reason to overshadow the whispers of our imagination? Tonight, we shall unravel these mysteries and awaken to the truth that lies dormant within each of us. Let us begin by understanding the nature of belief. Belief, my dear friends, is not merely a mental assent to an idea. It is a state of consciousness, a feeling of certainty that transcends the limitations of our physical senses. When you truly believe something, you do not need external evidence to support it. Your belief becomes the evidence. Now, you might wonder, Wayne, how can I believe something when all reason and logic seem to deny its possibility? This is where the magic lies. You see, reason is but a servant of your assumptions. It faithfully presents you with evidence that supports your current beliefs. But what if I told you that you have the power to change those beliefs, and in doing so, transform your entire world? Consider for a moment the story of the Wright brothers. When they claimed that man could fly, reason denied it. Logic scoffed at the very idea. Yet their unwavering belief in the possibility of flight led to one of the greatest technological revolutions in human history. They chose to believe it even when reason denied it. So, how do we cultivate this power of belief? The first step, my friends, is to recognize that your imagining our stability. Your imagination is not substantial faculty for daydreaming. It is the creative power of God within you. When you imagine, you are literally shaping the substance of reality. To believe it when reason denies, you must learn to live from the end. This means assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled here and now, regardless of what your physical state is to you. If you desire financial abundance, you must feel the relief, the security, the joy that comes with having plenty, even if your bank account says otherwise. If you long for perfect health, you must embody the vitality, the energy, the wholeness of a perfectly healthy being, even if your body currently shows symptoms of illness. This practice of living from the end is not about denying your current reality. It's about choosing which reality you wish to experience. You see, every possible version of you already exists in the infinite sea of consciousness. By assuming the feeling of your desired state, you are tuning into a view that you can make it your present reality. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but Wayne, this goes against everything I've been taught. How can I possibly believe something that contradicts all evidence? My dear friends, let me remind you that what you call evidence is nothing more than the outpicturing of your past assumptions. Change your assumptions, and you change the evidence. To illustrate this point, let me share with your personal experience. Years ago, I found myself in New York, broken out of work. Reason told me that I should be worried, that I should frantically search for any job I could find. But instead, I chose to live from the end. I imagined myself back in my home in Barbados, successful and financially secure. I felt the joy of being there, the warmth of the sun on my skin, the comfort of my own bed. I lived in this state day and night, despite all contrary evidence. Within a week, I received a letter from my brother inviting me back to Barbados and offering me a well-paying job. Reason would say this was mere coincidence, but I know it to be the natural outcome of living from the end of believing it when reason denied it. You see, my friends, the world is not outside of you. The world is your consciousness pushed out. The world is your consciousness pushed out. Everything you perceive is a reflection of your own mental states. When you change your mental state, when you dare to believe in the face of contrary evidence, you set in motion forces beyond your current understanding. These forces work tirelessly to bring about the conditions that match your new assumption. But how, you might ask, do we maintain this belief when everything around us seems to contradict it? The key lies in persistence. You must persist in your assumption, regardless of what your senses tell you. This persistence is not a matter of willpower or positive thinking. It is a matter of feeling, of experiencing your desire as an already accomplished fact. Imagine for a moment that you are an actor in a play. In this play, you are portraying a character who has everything you desire in your life. How would this character think? How would they feel? How would they carry themselves? Now, immerse yourself fully in this role. Live from it. Breathe it. Become it. This is what it means to persist in your assumption. As you persist in this new state of consciousness, you may find that doubts arise. Reason may whisper in your ear, telling you that you're being foolish, that you're denying reality. When this happens, do not fight against these thoughts. Simply observe them, acknowledge them, and then gently return to your desired state. Remember, these doubts are merely the dying gasps of your old concept of self. They have no power unless you give them power. Now, let us delve deeper into the mechanics of belief. Your beliefs, my dear friends, are not just thoughts in your head. They are vibrational frequencies that you emit into the universe. Everything in this universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Your beliefs determine the frequency at which you vibrate. And like attracts like, when you truly believe in something, you align yourself with the frequency of that thing, drawing it into your experience. Twice why it's crucial to guard your mental diet. The thoughts you entertain, the conversations you engage in, the media you consume, all of these influence your vibrational frequency. To be the thing when reason denies it is, you must be vigilant about what you allow into your consciousness. Surround yourself with ideas, people, and experiences that support your desired state. Let me share with you another powerful technique for cultivating belief in the face of contrary evidence. It's called the lobby method. As you lie in bed each night, repeating to yourself a short, concise statement that implies your desire is already fulfilled. For example, if you desire financial abundance, you might repeat, I am so grateful to be financially free. If you long for a loving relationship, your lobby might be, I am loved and cherished by my perfect partner. As you repeat these words, feel the truth of them. Allow the feeling to permeate every cell of your being. Fall asleep in this state, knowing that your subconscious mind, which knows no limitations, is working throughout the night to align your outer world with this inner truth. Remember, my friends, your subconscious mind does not discriminate between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts what you impress upon it as truth and works tirelessly to bring it into manifestation. By falling asleep in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are programming your subconscious to create that reality. Now, some of you may be thinking, but Nevin, What about action? Don't we need to do something to bring about our desires? To this, I say inspired action will naturally flow from your new state of consciousness. When you truly believe in something, when you live from the end, you will find yourself naturally taking the steps that lead to its manifestation. These actions will not feel like hard work or struggle. They will feel natural, even effortless, because they are in alignment with your new state of being. You will find doors opening, opportunities presenting themselves as if by magic. But remember, this magic is simply the natural result of your alignment with the frequency of your desire. Let us now address another common obstacle to belief, the opinions of others. Often when we share our dreams and aspirations, we are met with skepticism, even ridicule from those around us. Reason speaking through the mouths of meaning friends and family may tell us to be realistic. We are feet on the ground. My dear friends, understand this. The opinions of others have no power over you unless you give them power. Their words are simply a reflection of their own beliefs and limitations. You are not bound by their perception of what is possible. You have the power to choose which voices you listen to, which realities you align with. In fact, the doubts and skepticism of others can serve as a powerful catalyst for strengthening your own belief. When faced with opposition, reaffirm your commitment to your desired state. Use that doubt as a springboard to dive even deeper into the feeling of your wish fulfilled. For in doing so, you are not only transforming your own reality, but also expanding the realm of possibility for all those around you. Remember the words of the great William Bake, "What is now proved was once only imagined." Every great advancement in human history, every innovation, every work of art, began as a thought, an idea that reason initially denied. The inventors, the artists, the visionaries of our world are those who dared to believe it when reason did not want that. You, my dear listeners, are no different from these great minds. You possess the same creative power, the same ability to shape reality through your imagination. The only difference lies in your willingness to use this power to believe in the face of all contrary evidence. Now let us explore another powerful tool for cultivating belief, the art of revision. Each night before you sleep, take a few moments to review the events of your day, but do not review them as they occurred. Instead, revise them. See them playing out exactly as you would have wished them to be. If you had a challenging interaction with someone, replay that scene in your mind's eye, but this time see it unfolding harmoniously. If you face the setback in your goals, revise it to a stepping stone towards success. Whatever circumstances you wish to change them first in your imagination. This practice of revision serves two powerful purposes. First, it impresses upon your subconscious mind new patterns of experience, which it then works to manifest in your outer world. Second, it strengthens your ability to choose your mental stakes, to believe in your desired reality regardless of current circumstances. As you consistently practice revision, you will find that your outer world begins to conform more and more to your revised-in experiences. You are literally rewriting your past, and in doing so, reshaping your present and future. Now, my friends, I want to address a question that often arises when discussing these principles. Many ask, but Wayne, isn't this just a form of self-deception? Are we fooling ourselves by believing something that isn't true? To this I say, truth is not something external to you. Truth is not determined by your current circumstances or by the opinions of others. Truth is what you choose to conceal in your imagination. When you accept something as true in your imagination, when you live from that state with unwavering faith, it must become true in the outer world. This is the law of your being. Consider for a moment the placebo effect. Medical science has long recognized that patients often experience real physiological changes simply because they believe they are receiving effective treatment. Their belief, their assumption of health, creates actual healing in their bodies. Is this self-deception, or is it a demonstration of the incredible power of belief to shape our reality? You see, my dear friends, what you call reality is far more malleable than you have been led to believe. It is not a fixed external thing, but a fluid reflection of your own consciousness. When you truly grasp this truth, when you begin to live from it, you will find that nothing is impossible to you. But believing it when reason denies it requires courage. It requires a willingness to step out of your comfort zone, to challenge your long-held assumptions about what is possible. It requires faith, not blind faith, but faith born of understanding the true nature of reality and your place within it. This faith is not something you need to acquire. It is already within you. It is your natural state. The doubt, the skepticism, the belief in limitations, these are the acquired conditions. They are the result of your education, your upbringing, your past experiences. But they are not you. They are not the truth of your being. To reclaim your natural state of faith, of limitless belief, you must be willing to question everything you think you know. You must be willing to entertain possibilities that your rational mind may initially reject, for it is in this space of openness, of willingness to believe, that miracles occur. Imagine for a moment that you are a prisoner in a cell. For years you have lived within the confines of this cell, believing it to be the extent of your world. Then one day someone tells you that the door has always been unlocked. Would you immediately rush to open it, or would you hesitate, held back by your long-held belief in your imprisonment? This, my friends, is the situation many of us find ourselves in. We are prisoners of our own limiting beliefs, held captive by our acceptance of what reason tells us is impossible. But the door has always been unlocked. The power to step into a new reality, a reality aligned with our deepest desires, has always been within us. To believe it when reason denies it is to reach for that door handle. It is to take that step into the unknown, fueled by the certainty that what you have imagined must come to pass. It is to live from the state of your wish fulfilled, even when all external evidence seems to contradict it. As you practice this, you cultivate the art of believing. You will begin to notice changes in your outer world. These changes may be subtle at first, a shift in someone's attitude towards you, an unexpected opportunity, a solution to a problem that had seemed insurmountable. Acknowledge these changes, no matter how small, with gratitude, for they are confirmation that your new assumption is taking root, that your beliefs reshaping your reality. And as you notice these changes, let them fuel your faith. Let them strengthen your conviction that what you have imagined must come to pass. For this is the law of your being. What you believe and feel as true must objectify itself in your world. Now, my dear friends, as we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize a crucial point. The practice of believing when reason denies, it is not a one-time event. It is not a technique to be used only when you desire something specific. It is a way of life. It is a constant choosing of which states of consciousness you wish to occupy. Every moment of every day you are faced with a choice. Will you accept the limitations that reason and your senses present to you? Or will you choose to live from the state of your field desires? Will you allow your past to dictate your future? Or will you claim your power as a creative being, shaping your reality through the power of your imagination? The choice is always yours, and it is a choice you must make moment by moment, day by day. For in every moment, you are either strengthening your belief in limitation or expanding into the infinite possibilities that are your birthright. As you go forth from this place, carrying this knowledge with you, I urge you to be bold in your imagining. Dare to believe in the seemingly impossible. Dare to live from the state of your wish fulfilled, depending on the state of your wish fulfilled, especially when reason is possibility. For you are not bound by reason. You are not limited by your current circumstances. You are a divine being possessing within you the very power that creates worlds. Your imagination is God in action. When you imagine and believe, you are fulfilling your highest purpose as a co-creator with the divine. So believe, my friends. Believe with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your being. Believe in the face of all contrary evidence. Believe when reason screams its denier. Believe and watch in awe as your world transforms to match your belief. For in the end, it is not reason that shapes our lives. It is our assumptions, our chosen states of consciousness. Choose wisely, choose lovingly, and above all, choose to believe in the boundless possibilities that await you. As we conclude, I invite you to take a moment now to feel the truth of your desired state. Close your eyes if you wish, and allow yourself to sink deeply into the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Feel the gratitude, the joy, the love that accompanies this state. Carry this feeling with you as you leave this place. Let it inform your every interaction, your every decision. For in doing so, you are living as the person you desire to be, and your outer world must conform to this inner truth. Go forth, my friends, in the knowledge that you are divine, you are powerful beyond measure, that you have within you the ability to reshape your entire world. Use this power wisely, use it lovingly, and watch in awe as your life transforms into a living testament of the boundless possibilities that await those who dare to believe, even when reason denies it. Thank you, and may your imagination guide you to the fulfillment of your deepest desires. Remember, to believe is the key, not the other way around. Believe it, live from it, and it must be. That is the law, that is a promise, that is the truth of your being. Embrace it, embody it, and watch your world transform before your very eyes. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has brought you here to receive this message, and I assure you it is no coincidence. Now, let us delve into the heart of our discussion. What does it truly mean to not force anything? In the world we inhabit, we are constantly bombarded with messages urging us to push harder, to strive relentlessly, to force our way through obstacles. Society has conditioned us to believe that success and fulfillment can only be achieved through ceaseless struggle and effort. But I tell you, my dear friends, this notion is nothing but an illusion, a veil that obscures the true nature of reality. The law of assumption, which I have spoken about extensively, teaches us that our external world is nothing but a reflection of our inner state. Every circumstance, every person, every event in our lives is a manifestation of our consciousness. When we truly understand and embody this truth, we realize that there is no need to force anything in the external world. For when we change our inner world, our outer world naturally aligns itself to match our new state of being. Consider for a moment the growth of a flower. Does the flower strain and struggle to bloom? Does it force its petals to unfurl? No. My friends, the flower simply is. It exists in perfect harmony with the natural laws of the universe, allowing itself to unfold in divine timing. The flower knows at the deepest level of its being that it is destined to bloom. It does not doubt, it does not fear, it does not force. It simply allows the process to unfold. You, my dear listeners, are no different from that flower. You, too, are a perfect expression of the divine containing within you all the potential of the universe. Just as the flower doesn't need to force its bloom, you do not need to force your desires into manifestation. Your only task is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled, to live from the end, and to allow the natural laws of the universe to bring your desire into physical form. But I hear you ask, Wayne, how can I simply allow things to unfold when I have bills to pay, deadlines to meet, and responsibilities to fulfill? This, my friends, is where the true power of your imagination comes into play. You see, the outer world that seems so solid and unchangeable is nothing but a shadow, a reflection of your inner world. When you change your inner world, when you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, the outer world has no choice but to conform. Let me share with you a story that illustrates this principle. I once knew a man who was struggling financially. He had tried everything to improve his situation, working longer hours, cutting expenses, even taking on additional jobs. But the more he pushed and forced, the more elusive financial security seemed to become. One day, this man attended one of my lectures and heard me speak about the law of assumption. Something resonated deeply within him, and he decided to put this principle to the test. Instead of continuing to struggle and force his way to financial abundance, he began to assume the state of a wealthy man. He imagined himself living in a beautiful home, driving a luxurious car, and having more than enough money to meet all his needs and desires. At first, nothing seemed to change in his outer world, but he persisted in his assumption, living each day from the state of the wish fulfilled. He didn't force anything in his external reality. He simply allowed his inner transformation to unfold. And then, my friends, the miracle occurred. Within a matter of weeks, opportunities began to present themselves. A business venture that he had invested in years ago suddenly took off. An unexpected inheritance came his way. His career took a turn for the better, with promotions and raises following in quick succession. This man's story is not unique. It is a testament to the power that lies within each and every one of you. When you cease to force and struggle, when you allow yourself to simply be in the state of the wish fulfilled, the entire universe conspires to bring your desires into manifestation. Now, I want you to take a moment to reflect on your own life. Where have you been forcing things? Where have you been struggling and striving, pushing against the current of life? Perhaps it's in your relationships, your career, your health, or your spiritual journey. Whatever area of your life feels like a constant battle, I invite you to release the need to force and control. Instead, I urge you to turn within. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself already in possession of your desire. Feel the joy, the peace, the satisfaction of having your wish fulfilled. Allow that feeling to permeate every cell of your body, every corner of your being. This, my friends, is the state from which miracles are born. But some of you may be thinking, Wayne, this sounds too good to be true. Surely we must take action in the physical world to achieve our goals. And to this I say, of course, inspired action has its place. But there is a world of difference between inspired action that flows effortlessly from your assumed state and the forced action that comes from a place of lack and desperation. When you live from the state of the wish fulfilled, you will find that the right actions come naturally to you. You won't have to force yourself to take steps towards your goal instead. You will be naturally guided to take the perfect action at the perfect time. This is the dance of co-creation. With the universe, you assume the state, and the universe provides the means. Let us delve deeper into this concept of not forcing anything. It extends far beyond the realm of material manifestation. In fact, it touches every aspect of our existence. Consider your spiritual journey, for instance. How many of you have found yourselves forcing meditation, struggling to quiet your mind, or pushing yourself to attain higher states of consciousness? My dear friend, spirituality is not a destination to be reached through force and struggle. It is your natural state of being, waiting to be recognized and embraced. When you force your spiritual practices, you create resistance. You set up a duality between where you are and where you think you should be. But I tell you, you are already that which you seek to become. Instead of forcing your spiritual growth, simply assume the state of being spiritually awakened. Feel the peace, the clarity, the oneness that comes with spiritual enlightenment. Live from that state, and you will find that your spiritual practices become a joy rather than a chore. Meditation will flow effortlessly. Insights will come naturally, and your connection to the divine will deepen without any sense of struggle or force. The same principle applies to your relationships. How many of you have found yourselves forcing connections, trying to make relationships work through sheer willpower? Perhaps you've tried to change your partner, or you've bent yourself out of shape trying to fit someone else's expectations. My friends, this is not the way of love. True love, like everything else in this universe, cannot be forced. It must be allowed to blossom naturally. Instead of trying to force a relationship into a certain mold, assume the state of being in a loving, harmonious relationship. Feel the joy, the mutual respect, the deep connection, live from that state, and watch as your relationships transform. If you're single and desiring a partner, don't force yourself into relationships out of fear or desperation. Instead, assume the state of being in a loving relationship. Feel the love, the companionship, the shared joy, live from that state. And the right person will be drawn into your life naturally, without any need for force or manipulation. Now let's turn our attention to the realm of health and well-being. How many of you have forced yourself to follow strict diets or grueling exercise regimens only to find yourself right back where you started? The body, my friends, responds not to force, but to the state of consciousness we assume. Instead of forcing your body to conform to a certain ideal, assume the state of perfect health and vitality. Feel the energy coursing through your veins, the strength in your muscles, the clarity in your mind. Live from that state, and you will find that healthy choices come naturally to you. Exercise becomes a joy rather than a chore. Nourishing foods become appealing, while those that don't serve your well-being lose their allure. Remember, your body is a perfect reflection of your inner state. When you assume the state of health and vitality, your body has no choice but to align with that assumption. This is not to say that you should neglect proper care of your physical vessel, but rather that such care will flow naturally from your assumed state of perfect health. Now I want to address a concern that may be arising in some of your minds. You might be thinking, but Wayne, if I don't force anything, won't I become lazy and complacent? Won't I lose my drive and ambition? My dear friends, nothing could be further from the truth. When you cease to force and struggle, when you begin to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, you tap into a wellspring of energy and inspiration that far surpasses anything that could be achieved through force. You see, force and struggle arise from a state of lack and limitation. When you push and strive, you are essentially saying to the universe, I don't have this, and I must struggle to get it. But when you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, you are declaring to the universe, I am this, I have this, I embody this. From this state of abundance and fulfillment, inspired action flows naturally. You don't lose your drive, rather your drive is transformed. Instead of being driven by fear and lack, you are moved by joy and inspiration. Consider the great achievers throughout history, the artists, the inventors, the visionaries. Did they force their creations into existence? No. My friends, they allowed their creations to flow through them. They assumed the state of the accomplished artist, the successful inventor, the revered visionary. And from that state, their greatest works emerged effortlessly. Michelangelo, when asked how he created his magnificent sculpture of David, famously replied, I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free. He didn't force the statue into existence. He allowed it to emerge from the marble guided by his inner vision. Einstein didn't force his theories into existence through grueling mental labor. His groundbreaking insights came to him in moments of relaxation and play. He assumed the state of knowing, and the knowledge flowed through him. You, too, have the same creative power within you. When you assume the state of being who you wish to be, of having what you desire to have, of knowing what you long to know, you open yourself to the infinite creative power of the universe. Ideas will flow to you. Opportunities will present themselves. And inspired action will arise naturally. But some of you may still be struggling with the concept of not forcing anything. You may be thinking of all the times in your life when force seemed necessary, when pushing through obstacles led to success. And to this, I say, look deeper. Examine those experiences closely, and you will find that what appeared to be false was actually in alignment. When you are aligned with your true desires, when you are living from the state of the wish fulfilled, what looks like effort from the outside is actually joyfully joy. It's not false, but flow. It's not struggle, but surrendered action. Take the example of an athlete performing at the peak of their ability. From the outside, it may look like they are exerting tremendous force and effort. But ask any athlete in a state of peak performance, and they will tell you about being in the zone. A state where action flows effortlessly, where time seems to slow down and where they feel at one with their activity. This is not false. This is allowing. This is living from the state of being a peak performer and allowing that state to express itself through inspired action. The same principle applies to every area of your life. When you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, when you live from the end, what appears to be effort is actually effortless expression of your assumed state. You are not forcing anything. You are allowing your inner state to manifest in the outer world. Now, I want to address another aspect of not forcing anything, the art of divine timing. In our fast-paced world, we often fall into the trap of trying to force things to happen on our timeline. We want our desires to manifest immediately, and when they don't, we begin to doubt, to worry, and to force. But, my dear friends, the universe operates on its own divine schedule. Your only task is to assume the state of the wish fulfilled and to allow the natural laws of the universe to bring it into manifestation in the perfect time and in the perfect way. Consider the gestation of a child. Does the mother force the child to develop faster? Does she try to hurry the process along? No, she trusts in the natural process of gestation. She knows that in the perfect time, the child will be born. Your desires are no different. They have their own gestation period, their own divine timing. When you find yourself tempted to force the timing of your manifestation, remind yourself that you live in an eternal now. In your imagination, your desire is already fulfilled. There is no waiting, no forcing, no hurrying. There is only the blissful state of being, of having, of experiencing your desire as a present fact. Live from this state, and you will find that divine timing brings your desires into manifestation in ways far more wonderful than you could have orchestrated through force and control. The universe has an infinite intelligence that far surpasses our limited perspective. When we surrender to this intelligence, when we allow rather than force, miracles unfold in our lives. But what about when things seem to go wrong? What about when life presents us with challenges and obstacles? Surely then you might think we must force our way through. But I tell you, my dear listeners, even in the face of apparent adversity, the principle of not forcing anything holds true. When challenges arise, instead of meeting them with force and resistance, meet them with a calm knowing that all is working out for your highest good. Assume the state of someone who has already overcome this challenge. Feel the relief, the joy, the growth that comes from having moved through this experience. From this state, you will be guided to take inspired action. Solutions will present themselves. What seemed like an insurmountable obstacle will become a stepping stone to greater growth and expansion. Remember, the outside world is a reflection of your inner state. When you assume the state of having overcome the challenge, the outer world must reshape itself to match your assumption. This principle extends even to the most mundane aspects of your daily life. How often do you find yourself forcing your way through traffic, pushing to meet deadlines, struggling to complete your daily tasks? I invite you to bring the principle of not forcing anything into every moment of your day. When you're stuck in traffic, instead of forcing your way through with stress and frustration, assume the state of someone who always arrives at their destination calmly and on time. Feel the peace, the ease, the perfect timing. You may be surprised to find traffic clearing unexpectedly or to discover a new route that gets you to your destination effortlessly. When facing a deadline, instead of forcing yourself to work longer and harder, assume the state of someone who always completes their work with ease and excellence. Feel the satisfaction of a job well done, the peace of mind that comes from being ahead of schedule. From this state, you'll find yourself working with increased focus and efficacy and often completing your tasks in less time than you thought possible. The key, my friends, is to shift your focus from forcing the outer world to assuming the desired state in your inner world. This is the essence of the law of assumption. Your outer world has no choice but to conform to your inner assumptions. Now, I want to touch upon a delicate subject, the forcing of beliefs and ideologies. In our world, we often see individuals and groups attempting to force their beliefs upon others. This leads to conflict, division, and suffering. But when we understand the principle of not forcing anything, we realize that true change never comes through force. Instead of trying to force others to adopt your beliefs or perspective, simply assume the state of living in a world where harmony and understanding prevail. Feel the joy of mutual respect and appreciation for diverse viewpoints. Live from this state, and you will find that your interactions with others naturally become more harmonious. You may even find that others become more open to your perspective without any need for force or argument. This principle can transform not only your personal life, but also our collective existence. Imagine a world where instead of forcing change through conflict and struggle, we allow change to unfold naturally by assuming the state of, oh, this is the true path to global transformation. As we near the conclusion of our discussion, I want to emphasize that the principle of not forcing anything is not about passivity or inaction. It is about aligning with the creative power of the universe, about co-creating your reality through the power of your assumptions. When you cease to force and struggle, when you begin to live from the state of the wish fulfilled, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. You allow the wisdom of the universe to guide you. You become a channel through which miracles can flow into the world. So, my dear friends, I invite you to embrace this principle in every aspect of your life. Release the need to force, to struggle, to control. Instead, turn within. Use the power of your wonderful human imagination to assume the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel it, embody it in every cell of your being. Remember, the outer world is nothing but a shadow, a reflection of your inner state. Change your inner state, and the outer world must change to match it. This is the law, immutable and eternal. As you leave this gathering today, I encourage you to see your life through this new life. Where have you been forcing things? Where can you release the struggle and simply assume the state of the wish fulfilled? Start with something small that you wish. Perhaps assume the state of someone who always finds a perfect parking spot. Feel the ease, the perfect timing, the delightful surprise of always finding the ideal spot exactly when you need it. Live from this state and watch how your parking experience is transformed. Then, as you become more comfortable with this principle, apply it to bigger aspects of your life. Your career, your relationships, your health, your spiritual growth, all of these can be transformed when you cease to force and begin to allow. Remember, you are not a helpless being pushed around by external forces. You are a divine creator shaping your reality through the power of your assumptions. The entire universe is within you, waiting to be expressed. So go forth, my dear friends, and live from the state of the wish fulfilled. Don't force anything. Allow your desires to unfold naturally, guided by the infinite wisdom of the universe. Trust in the perfect timing of all things. Know that as you assume the state of your wish fulfilled, all of creation moves to bring it into manifestation. You are loved, you are powerful, you are divine. The entire universe is conspiring for your highest good. Relax into this knowing and watch as miracles unfold in your life. And with that, my dear friends, I bid you farewell. But remember, this is not an ending, but a beginning of a new way of living, a new way of being, a life free from force and struggle, a life lived from the state of the wish fulfilled. Go in peace, go in love, go in the absolute knowing that you are one with the creative power of the universe. Your desires are waiting to be claimed. Assume the state, live from the end, and allow the miracles to unfold. Thank you. And may your lives be filled with the joy of effortless manifestation.